In other council business, Scott Young with the Glasgow Water Company gave his annual update. The Glasgow Water Company has 444 square miles of area, 14th largest water utility in the state with almost 20,000 customer connections. If you were to stretch out the amount of pipeline the Glasgow Water Company is responsible for maintaining, it would stretch from Glasgow, Kentucky, all the way to Pueblo, Colorado. Overall, he talked about rates and the future of the Glasgow Water Company and said that basically 5 gallons of water cost any customer about 2.2 cents. The Glasgow Council also unanimously approved an increase in the city's parking fines, going from right now a $5 fine to $30. A provision that was taken out was you do not have to pay that fine within 72 hours. Gas prices in West Central Kentucky remain steady despite the nationwide uptick, according to AAA East Central's fuel gauge report. On the national front, gas prices increased over the week for the majority of states across the country, and at $2.56, the national average has increased 9 cents in just 13 days. Strong fall consumer demand has continued into November and is chipping away at the national gas inventory. The Energy Information Administration reports total gas inventories dropped by about 3.3 million barrels in their last report. And when it comes to local averages for 1 gallon of regular unleaded Bowling Green, comes in with the lowest at $2.26, Smiths Grove's at $2.29, Glasgow is at $2.34. Horse Cave, Cave City, Park City, and Tompkinsville are all at $2.36, Edmonton's $2.39, and the highest area average is a two-way tie between Scottsville and Brownsville, while both are at $2.45 a gallon. And construction of the Tompkinsville bypass is set to begin around November the 20th. Folks in the community will notice signs being placed in advance of the construction. Since it is a new route, most of the construction will take place away from traffic. However, as construction progresses, some traffic impacts will occur, particularly at intersections. The bypass is a section of roadway about 4 miles long that will connect Kentucky 163 near Jane Yoakley Cemetery Road with 163 across from Ben Hall Road. The roadway is a new route featuring 2-lane roadway with turning lanes at all the intersections. The bypass will create new intersections with Cap Harlan Road, Cave Springs Road, Kentucky 100, and Kentucky 1049. The project will provide a new north-south alternative route, which will help reduce large truck and commercial traffic in downtown Tompkinsville. In addition, the bypass will relieve traffic congestion as well. The construction of the project is awarded in 2 phases, both federally funded. The grade and drain portion of the project was awarded to Scotty's Contracting and Stone on October 6th in the amount of $7.62 million. The surfacing contract will be awarded at a later date. The project is expected to be open to traffic in late 2019. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs. It's 6:20 a.m., 35 degrees.
BR Tire. We're always on call, and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Finally, I found chicken tenders that can pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Andre, I need a longer straw.
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders, juicy and made with 100% white meat.
You're watching WCOU's Live and Local Morning Show on all your favorite social media platforms, WCOUradio.com and EPB Channel 6.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. A call for Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore to end his campaign Monday from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
I think he should step aside.
Were you encouraging a write-in campaign with Senator Strange?
That's an option we're looking at. whether or not there is someone who could mount a write-in campaign successfully.
McConnell becomes the highest-ranking Republican to speak out against Moore, who's accused of having sexual contact with a 14-year-old girl decades ago. Since then, other women have stepped forward to make the same accusations. McConnell says he believes the women. President Trump welcomed Senator Rand Paul's return to Washington Monday following the attack at Paul's home that left him with 6 broken ribs. The president tweeted from the Philippines, quote, "Great to see Rand Paul looking well and back on the Senate floor." He tweeted also, "Paul will help us with tax cuts and reform." Kentucky lawmakers could be called back to Frankfort soon. Governor Matt Bevin said yesterday that he has the votes to pass pension reform. The governor says he's convinced that the votes are there and says lawmakers just have to work through a few more issues. In the world of sports,
and here comes a header and a goal for Louisville City. Louisville City scores! Bam! They go up 1-0.
And that goal was all it took for Louisville City FC to get by Swope Park Rangers in the USL Cup Finals, earning the club a league championship in only their 3rd season. Head coach James O'Connor.
It's very, very special to have the support we've had, to have that kind of atmosphere. Just a very memorable night for everyone connected with the club.
A sellout crowd of 14,456 at Slugger Field on Monday. Watch the action. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
You're going to need me.
You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need our technical skills,
our math, our engineering skills.
You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food.
You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills.
You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring.
And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
Today, 4-H is growing the next generation of leaders. Support us at 4h.org.
South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow wants you to know that if you've recently lost a loved one or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit southcentralkymonuments.com.
It's 6:25 and 35 degrees at WCOU. In area funeral announcements this hour. Christy Wheeler, age 54, of Glasgow, died Monday at the Medical Center in Bowling Green. This hour, arrangements for Christy Wheeler are incomplete, but will be under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Ronnie Harris, age 71, of Glasgow, died Monday at his home. At this hour, arrangements for Ronnie Harris are incomplete, but will be under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. George Clayton Baker died Monday in Benton, Kentucky. He was a native of Glasgow, an aerial engineer in the Army Air Corps. At the end of World War II, he returned to Glasgow after completing his tour of duty, where he was an active member of the First United Methodist Church and active in the Glasgow Farm Bureau Agency, serving at one time as the president and political advocate on behalf of local farmers. Survivors include 3 daughters, Judy Baker Wade of Paris, Kentucky, Frida Ann Waller of Benton, Kentucky, and Nancy Carolyn Kuiper of Wesley Chapel, Florida. Grandchildren include Andrea Wade Rowe, Sarah and Rachel Waller, Corinna and Hans Kuiper, and one great-grandson, Wade Baker. Funeral services for George Clayton Baker will be at 11 o'clock on Saturday at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Visitation will be from 4 until 8 Friday at the funeral home. Alternate expressions of sympathy can take the form of contributions to the First United Methodist Church of Glasgow. Vicki Edwards Robertson, age 68, of Horse Cave, died Sunday at her residence. A member of the Pleasant Valley Baptist Church, she was a retired teacher's aide at Lee Grand Elementary and a former beautician. She currently works part-time with the Learning Tree Child Care Center in Cave City. She enjoyed crafting, socializing, and spending time with friends. She is survived by her mother, Josephine Martin Edwards of Horse Cave, 3 sons, Jason Robertson and wife Pam of Glasgow, Jonathan Robertson and wife Andrea of Hardyville, and Joshua Robertson and wife Megan of Horse Cave. Mother-in-law, Thelma Robertson of Horse Cave. 4 grandchildren, Eli Wayne Robertson of Horse Cave, Michaela Pettigo, Sidney Robertson, and Allie Faith Robertson, all of Glasgow. 1 great-granddaughter, Addie Jo Pettigo, a brother, Joey Edwards, and wife Ina of Horse Cave, a sister, Judy England, and husband, Jimmy of Hardyville. Services for Vicki Edwards Robertson will be at 2 o'clock Thursday at Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. Burial to be in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation at the church will be from 11 until 8 on Wednesday and from 9 until time for service on Thursday. Arrangements are under the direction of the Wynn Funeral Home. Expressions of sympathy may take the form of donations to Gideon's International or Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Dorothy Marr, age 84, of Upton, died Monday at Signature Healthcare of Sunrise Manor in Hodgenville. Mrs. Marr was a homemaker and a retired employee of Louisville Bedding of Munfordville. She was a member of the Bonneville Baptist Church and is survived by a son, Jerry Marr, and wife Patricia of Upton, a daughter, Bonita Butler, and husband Tim of Upton. 3 grandchildren, Ethan Marr and wife Shayla, Laura Alvey and husband Nathan, and Justin Butler and wife Kayla. 3 great-grandchildren, Corbin Alvey, Graham Alvey, and Kenley Butler. 1 brother, Joe Murphy, Jr. of Bonneville. 2 sisters, Hazel Rucker of Munfordville and Diane Bratcher of Cub Run. Funeral services for Dorothy Marr will be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday in the chapel of the Seago Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Memory Park Cemetery at Bonneville. Visitation begins today at 12 noon and continues tomorrow at the Seago Funeral Home. L.V. Jewel Vibert, age 96, of Tompkinsville, died Sunday at Signature Healthcare of Bowling Green. L.V. is survived by a sister, Elaine Muse of Tompkinsville. Services will be held at the Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home for L.V. Jewel Vibert at 2 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon. Burial will be in the Old Mount Hermon Cemetery. Visitation today from 4 until 8 and Wednesday from 9 until 2. Kathleen Rose Kathy Haney, age 70, of Columbia, died Sunday in Mammoth Cave. She was a homemaker, surviving her 2 sons, Ramey Watkins of Edmonton and Corey Haney of Shepherdsville, a daughter, Shelley Ann Grady of Litchfield. 4 brothers, Wayne Ogley of Mammoth Cave, William Ogley and Fred Scott of Massachusetts, and Cliff Scott of South Carolina. 5 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren. Services for Kathleen Rose Kathy Haney will be today at 1 o'clock at the Grayville Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Shady Land Church of Christ Cemetery. Services for Ralph Nichols, age 73, of Horse Cave, will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at the Wynn Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 3 p.m. and continues tomorrow from 9 o'clock until time for service. Services for Ruby Jewel Watson, age 82, of Glasgow, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burial will be in the Happy Valley Memorial Gardens. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
Jeff's Country Florist and Gifts want to thank everyone who made their holiday open house a great kickoff to the season. And the festive holiday preparation continues at Jeff's, featuring a winter wonderland
selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
6:31 now, WCLU, waking up with 30 32 degrees. We need to check in with Ray Stajic, who is talking about some of the rain chances that will be increasing as we get into the middle of the week, Ray.
Real good-looking day today. Rain back into the forecast by tomorrow afternoon. Clouds are quickly racing on off toward the east this morning. Mostly sunny, should do, and mostly sunny this afternoon, 55. That's a half a dozen below normal. Tonight, 38 and mainly clear. Clouds will quickly thicken, though, tomorrow with occasional rain by the afternoon, 55. That rain's gone by Thursday. Thursday, dry with a mix of clouds and sunshine, highs low 50s. But we are milder by Friday, with clouds giving way to sunshine, low 60s. Heading out early for holiday travel Saturday, you'll expect some showers. Highs will be in the upper 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Ray, our temperature has dropped here since we kind of got rolling this morning. We're down at freezing. We are at 32 degrees. I had a little bit of film on the windshield. This will make it even a little more solid this morning at 32 degrees, but should burn off quickly under the sunshine this morning. Let's see, the barometer's down at 30.33. The winds are out of the north at a couple of miles an hour. No precip in the past 24 hours and 96% humidity. 32 WCLU.
Everyone's time is at a premium. Using time wisely is even a mark on a young student's grade card.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. The future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Event, field trip, or church group, get your Ralphie on.
It's a great place to have such things as Thanksgiving get-togethers, Christmas parties for the workplace, you name it. Ralphie's can handle it. Let me tell you about some very special folks who are having birthdays today. First of all, we got to sound the 40 gong for Nellie's daughter-in-law. That's Sarah McCowan. Sarah is 40 today. Happy birthday, Sarah. Earl Jackson with a birthday. Blake Oliver, Bob Hunt, Randall Gray. It is Sweet 16 for John Honeycutt. We have Jennifer Dugard Polson celebrating. Ava Grace Hoskins. Ava Grace is 6 today. We have a silver wedding anniversary underway. It is that of Richie and Stephanie London, 25 years. And we have Mark and Bonnie Edwards. Mark and Bonnie have been married today 36 years. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Online here from WCLUradio.com as we share birthdays and anniversaries today, courtesy of Ralphie's Fun Center. Let's plan for today. The South Green Elementary School's 30th anniversary is today. Hard to believe. It's from 5:30 until 7 o'clock. It is a cake and punch reception. All former students and teachers are invited to attend. They'll really look forward to seeing you at South Green, the 30th anniversary. Also, we have the Cave City Police Department pairing up with Cash Express for a Cram the Cruiser coat toy drive for children. Toys, coats, shoes, clothing, and non-perishable food items accepted. The event is taking place tomorrow at 9 o'clock on Wednesday, November the 15th at the Cave City Police Department. Yeah, you got a hint of it right now. It's going to be cold this winter, 32 degrees.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
That will help them achieve their goals. When you want to explore options for protecting your home, personal property, or financial future, Alex is available to answer your questions. If you're already a customer, he's ready to review your coverage so that you can make any necessary adjustments to fit your changing needs. Call Alex today at 270-651-6655 and let him help you to find the solutions that meet your needs. Again, that's 270-651-6655.
Michelangelo spent 4 years painting the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Now, he did not lie on his back. He stood looking up to paint this ceiling for all these years. He spent so much time looking up that once the ceiling was completed, it was some time before he could look down again. He even had to read things by holding them up over his head. Now, our God wants us to train our spiritual minds in such a way. It says in Colossians 3:1, "If then you were raised with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ is, sitting at the right hand of God. Set your mind on things above, not on things of the earth. For you died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God." This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
This is Robert Oliver, owner of the Glasgow Prescription Center. Medicare Part D open enrollment is currently underway until December the 7th. Since Part D's inception in 2006, it has undergone many changes as many insurers have left the market or been bought by larger companies. It is imperative for everyone to review their current plan now to see if it will still meet your needs for 2018. At the Glasgow Prescription Center, we are able to enter your information into the official Medicare website and show you how all of the plans compare to meet your needs. Now, some insurance companies want to tell you that they are the best, but don't you owe it to yourself to find out for sure? I know I would. Call us for an appointment today so that we can go over the options that best suit your needs at 651-8889. Again, that is 651-8889. Thank you.
It is always a joy to look at the foundation laid before us, and that's kind of what we do here on the Archives, South Central Kentucky Cultural Center, harboring history, and we're sort of digging it up and passing it along courtesy of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow. The medical field has advanced tremendously over the last few decades, but for patients, it becomes more and more difficult to get an appointment with your primary care provider. However, the Tony Hogan Health Clinic offers an alternative, more old-fashioned, laid-back approach. So it's no coincidence they're located in the Mars Medical Building, a place that's always been known for its patient-first mentality. Whether it's a walk-in or a scheduled visit, Tony Hogan, nurse practitioner, and his staff are there to make sure you get the treatment you deserve. The Tony Hogan Health Clinic, 270-651-6707.
All right.
We're
doing the archives.
We are doing the archives.
A couple more birthdays here I just need to tell you about
Okay.
here. Miss Rachel Rogan. Rachel Rogan is turning 21 today. Where does time go?
Time flies.
That's right. Rachel Rogan, 21. And also Tracy Beecham has a birthday today as well.
Time flies whether you're having fun or not, doesn't it?
That's up to date as we can get right there.
Actually, I've got one more.
Okay.
We've got John Honeycutt.
Yeah?
16 today.
Okay. All right. We'll take care of everybody. And there's other folks calling in, so we'll deal with that as time permits. I feel like I should be doing this by myself in order to give you a chance to catch your breath.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There's been days that I've said I was news broke.
Yeah.
Which means there wasn't a lot going on.
Yeah.
These past few days have not been those kind of days.
Well, I mean, it's just you have to take it the way it's handed to you.
Well, I tell you what, anyone that hadn't gone online and watched the interview that I did with Jimmy Phelps will be featuring that at 7:00. It's yesterday with the whole active shooter report that wound up not being an active shooter at Walmart. I mean, it was crazy to watch how that it went from what actually happened to, something completely and totally different.
Yeah, that's right, and it really was. When you see what Jimmy has to say here, if you haven't seen it online yet, it'll give you a lot to think about.
Well, Jimmy said something that has stuck in my head. He said perception is reality in a situation like that, and that's absolutely the truth. Whatever people think is true is true.
Let's go back 100 years and see some of the truths of our past, all right?
Let's take this thing back 100 years.
1917. This is the story in the Glasgow Times from 100 years ago today.
Okay.
Mr. J.N. Bailey, the popular grocery man, has arranged to open up a cream station at his grocery store on Green Street.
Okay.
This station is for buying either sweet or sour cream to be shipped away for butter purposes. The cream will be bought by the pound at 46 cents per pound cash. Now, I know nothing about cream, but in 1917, that sounds like a really good way to make a living if you're getting 46 cents a pound for the cream.
Yes, it does.
But that's just what Mr. J.N. Bailey was paying in 1917. He had a popular grocery store on South Green. 1927, here we have this story. The Kentucky Utilities Company's new home on the south side of the public square will open today at 9:30. A special display of electric household labor-saving appliances will be available. Now, I just can only imagine what these 1927 labor-saving electric appliances were going to be.
Right.
But they had them in there, showing them off, saying, here's what you can do if you get electric. Plug it in, take off. They're also going to have souvenirs and prizes to be given away. And it says here to register if you want to be in the prize drawing.
I mean, who doesn't like souvenirs and prizes?
That's right. And, newfangled inventions, I guess. I went through the Alabama Power Museum several years ago in Birmingham, and they had all of these appliances you could plug in, and it would do things. There were some scary-looking appliances.
Guarantee it.
I didn't want to be the one who plugged them in.
Not at least like the first one.
That's right. 1937. Kind of a sad story here. In the archives, Mrs. Maud Spear, about 80, was found dead in her chair at her home near Beckton Wednesday afternoon by her brother, Mr. Charlie Chitwood. Her husband, J.T. Spear, died in February of 1932. Mrs. Spear was in town last week on business, and her death was a shock to her family and friends. Mr. Charlie Chitwood is her only survivor, except for a number of nieces and nephews. Her funeral will be conducted by Elder Alan Fye at the Coral Hill Church of Christ on Friday morning, and interment will be in the Smith Cemetery. So that's the story of Miss Maud Spear there. Didn't have very many survivors, but she was just in town last week.
I know. You never know.
That's true. 1947, we've got a little marriage information here.
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Charles T. Renfro announced the engagement of their daughter, Miss Sarah Margaret Renfro, to Mr. Morgan Pendleton Fears of Lexington, Kentucky. Both Miss Renfro and Mr. Fears are students at the University of Kentucky. Miss Renfro is a member of the Alpha Delta Pi sorority. Mr. Fears is a member of the Alpha Chi fraternity. The wedding will take place in December. So, it's a young couple there, University of Kentucky. Both of them were into the Greek life and got married. And I remember Miss Sarah Margaret Fears, an excellent journalist for many years around here, and just one of the good local folks. That was 1947. 1957, it was time for the annual Fall Festival at Park City School, scheduled for Saturday night, November the 16th, and a full evening of wholesome entertainment is scheduled.
Well,
I like the way they write it. Hey, none of this less than wholesome Saturday night stuff. This is wholesome in Park City. Entertainment will include a talent show, a picture show, king and queen contest for both elementary and high school. How about the big Miss Park City contest, the horror house, the fish pond, the country store, and other attractions.
All kinds of stuff.
As well as homemade candies, novelties, and many other goodies to help you enjoy the evening will be available.
Had it all going on.
Where did he say that was? The Park City School, the annual Fall Festival here in 1957. You can be guaranteed they put on a nice show for sure. And let's just stay in Park City.
Okay.
As we move to 1967, you know, we were getting real close to basketball season back in 1967.
Right.
Time to name the cheerleaders. Park City cheerleaders for this season are going to be Sheila Lawrence, Debbie Burks, Belinda Martin, Dolores Martin, and Benny Gillick. Those are the Park City cheerleaders for the basketball season of 1967, and some really nice folks in there too. And
for sure,
I bet you there's probably some. I've never seen a picture, but I'm sure there's a picture of some of those young cheerleaders that goes around sometime because they were a good group for sure. 1967, it was. 1977. Let's go up a little bit to the north to Cave City.
Okay.
Here's the Cave City newsletter that was published in the Glasgow Republican, and it was written by Ruth Savage. Ruth Savage writes the news of Cave City, and she tells us that Mr. and Ms. Jesse Vaughn visited Saturday with her brother, Mr. John Chapman of Glasgow. Also, Dr. and Mrs. Sherman Ballou have moved to the home that they recently purchased on Cave City Route 2, the former Light Wilson home.
I believe that's the home on Old Munfordville Road.
Yeah,
They used to have this big banister in there.
Uh-huh.
I've slid down that banister.
You have?
I have.
And were you injured in any way?
No, it was fun.
Okay, all right. That was 1977. That's the old Light Wilson home.
I was friends with their daughter, Sarah.
I mean the former Light Wilson home. Mm-hmm. All right. 1987, this was the day in our archives here that the Spoilers won the Glasgow Co-Ed Volleyball League. You know who was on the Spoilers?
Who was on the Spoilers?
Michelle Puckett, Beth Rudinga, Beverly Brown, Gloria Rutledge, also Bill Brown, Mac Rutledge, Mitchell Brown, and Brad Rutledge. Now, that's some excellent athletes on this particular team, the Spoilers, and they were good. They won the City Co-Ed Volleyball League, 1987. 1997, this is a historical note. Changing Barron County Courthouse into the Judicial Center is a discussion at today's Barron County Fiscal Court meeting. County offices would be moved to the Newberry building. And, of course, 20 years ago, that was in discussion.
Mm-hmm.
20 years later, it fell into place.
There you go.
And so it's good to talk about these things ahead of time and get them.
It's good to have vision.
That's right. Work out.
Plan ahead.
What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? And, just
stop being hamsters in wheels.
That's right.
Actually go somewhere.
Get a little distance there.
I'm saying.
And finally, let's go to 10 years ago, 2007. This is in the Barron County Progress, a story about local hunters.
Okay.
Local hunters being featured on PBS.
Well.
Offering of Everlasting Stream, written by Walt Harrington. Now, Walt says that he tells of his experiences in hunting, the hunting that he did with Carl Martin, Alex Elliott, Bobby Elliott, and Lewis Stockton. Now, those are some excellent hunters, and spotlighting local hunters to be in this PBS feature story in 2007.
TV stars.
That's right, and excellent hunters, I am sure. It's in the archives.
Oh, yes.
It explains a lot
Yes, kind of makes us think,
That's right. How did that happen?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Right.
And it's usually, in my case, it's always a lot longer ago than what I thought it was.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long.
That's right, but it has been. So anyway, we appreciate all the good work of all the folks who do the digging over for us at the archives and South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. And I think I meant to mention this, and I just didn't mention it. But still going on as we continue to talk about our veterans. There's the World War I registration exhibit, the draft, the home front, and the battle exhibit in the conference room at the Cultural Center.
Well.
So, World War I, it's one that, I don't know, most of us haven't heard as much about it as we did in World War II, the way that when relatives served and we talked about it. But nonetheless, it's pretty interesting the way World War I shaped up.
Absolutely.
And it's commemorated there in the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center. So check it out in the conference room there. All right, let me play the theme song. We'll wrap it up for today, but we'll certainly work more on having another good program tomorrow.
We can do it.
Thanks to our sponsors, including Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services, and brought to you by Tony Hogan Health Clinic, helping you stay well this season.
Are you looking for your dream home?
Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
A hometown experience with honest people, a novel idea, not at Bailey Gibson. We understand you work hard for your money and deserve the best when shopping for a vehicle. Times are tough and buying a vehicle is a big decision. Dad prides himself in having honest employees who will help in any way they can before and after your purchase. At Bailey Gibson, we pledge to give you a hometown experience with honest people. Now that's an idea you can bank on.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the Glasgow EPB at 651-8341.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Complete details.
Who? Well, today, by special request, we are patting on the back Richie and Stephanie London. It is Richie and Stephanie London Day on the radio. And if you happen to see Richie and or Stephanie London around town, it's their 25th wedding anniversary, their silver wedding anniversary. And we want you to pat them on the back, tell them happy 25th anniversary from the friends here at WCLU. And a little taste of Texas, where they're going to have some really tasty things over there for sure. Today for lunch, it's always an enjoyable visit to a little taste of Texas. It's a good place to hang out and learn some things. All right, 32 degrees. We're freezing, so to speak. And let's go ahead and slip into our check of the weather, an update. Ray Stajic on duty at the Weather Channel for us, looking over the situation. A little bit cool and then a little bit wet. And then some moderation, looks like. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
What can your phone do for you?
Check balances, transfer money, deposit checks, and more, all from your South Central Bank mobile app.
Set spending limits. Turn your debt card on and off from your phone with Card Valet, and coming soon, Apple Pay and Samsung Pay.
Talk to your local service-certified banker or visit southcentralbank.com for more information today.
Small enough to know you, big enough to help. South Central Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Good-looking day today. We should keep the good-looking weather as we head on through most of the morning and into the afternoon, if not all the morning. And as we get into midweek, we've got a little rain in the forecast. So enjoy the clear sky. Clouds are quickly moving on off toward the east. It's mostly sunny, not only this morning, but for this afternoon. 55. Tonight, clear, chilly, 38. And occasional rain develops as the clouds thicken tomorrow. That rain second half of the day, 55. But it is gone by Thursday. Thursday, a mix of clouds and sunshine, low 50s. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine, a little milder, low 60s. And a chance of showers for the beginning of the weekend. Saturday, highs in the upper 50s. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Just kind of sounds like the week before Thanksgiving. Kind of, nothing cold, nothing hot, nothing too sunny, just sort of slipping into that Thanksgiving time of the year. Let's see, we've had no precip in the past 24 hours. The barometer's at 30.31. Winds out of the north at a couple of miles an hour. And 32 at WCLU. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902. Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
Personal service is what it's all about at Bailey Gibson. From the showroom to the service bay, we offer the most up-to-date service and sales available. If you know Dad, you know he's not too keen on high-tech gadgets. His flip phone is about as techy as he gets. Because of Dad's down-to-earth approach in business, Bailey Gibson customers know they can depend on us for the best price on their newer used vehicle. Stop by or give us a call and find out what true personal service is all about.
Come on, give my Danny a call.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
Finally,
here when you need us.
6:59 at WCLU, waking up with 32 degrees this morning. And a couple more things I want to tell you about, and then we'll get into our trivia this morning. Today, it's the Book Sprout Story Time that introduces preschoolers to the new Alpha Buddy at Mary Wood Weldon Library. It's at 10 o'clock this morning. Children will know each letter from A to Z and then from Z to A. That is an impressive sort of, sounds like operation right there, and it'll help the youngsters. Also, you're invited to transform an empty shoebox into a colorfully wrapped gift of hope by filling it with school supplies, hygiene items, and fun toys. Southside Baptist Church is going to serve as the drop-off location for the Barron County for Operation Christmas Child. Dates of operation will continue through Monday, November the 20th. Call 678-3693 for hours, or you can go to SamaritansPurse.org/OCC. The church is located at 1163 Trojan Trail. Trivia brought to you by Extreme.
Extreme Fitness members are there for the right reason.
I feel like if you're going to the gym, you are in the process of developing a better you. It's something you're always going to be wanting to do, and the gym gives you that to go in and crush your daily goal, but to always be developing a better you. I choose Extreme because of the family atmosphere. Everybody there knows you by name. You always see a friendly face, and that's why I choose Extreme.
So what can excellent facilities, dedicated staff, and a welcoming atmosphere do for you? Head to Extreme Fitness to find out.
What do you think? You got your thinking cap on here this morning? Is it fitting good? Is it going to help you win trivia? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. If you call in, you've got something waiting for you at one of the extreme locations. Could be extreme fitness. It could be extreme health. Could be lots of different things. But you just got to win first, so get ready to roll. Here is the question for today. The Scholes and Gideon Company introduced the first modern-day blank. Yes, it's the Scholes and Glidden Company introducing the first modern-day what? Trivia. Trivia. No? But that's a good thought because that word Glidden is in there. Pretty sharp thinking there on that person's part. The Scholes and Glidden Company. They're the company that marketed, designed, introduced the first modern-day what? Trivia.
Is it a typewriter?
It is. Who is this speaking?
This is Willie Ramey.
Willie, what are you doing?
I'm fixing to get ready to go to work.
Do you use a keyboard at your work any day there, Willie?
No, I do a lot of surfing, though.
Okay, a lot of surfing. Well, that's good to know. But nonetheless, the typewriter that was invented by a couple of guys, one of them name's Glidden and one of them's name's Scholes. I don't know if that's the same Glidden that got into the paint business or not. But anyway, I think it has turned out to be quite a useful invention, don't you think there, Willie Ramey?
Oh, yeah. It's hard to find a typewriter, an old typewriter anymore.
Yeah, it is. And but, there's a lot of us that learned to type on the old typewriters.
Yep.
And then so when we converted to electric, it just wasn't as difficult. Didn't have to bang as hard, right?
That's right. And change ribbons out and all that.
Yeah, that's right. And, boy, did you ever use a stencil, Willie?
Yes, I have.
That's a whole nother chapter in history.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Willie Ramey, you've won trivia today by knowing about the fact that Mr. Glidden and Scholes introduced the first modern-day typewriter. And for that, you get to go to Extreme. Okay, Willie?
All right. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate it.
You have a good day, sir. Go out there.
All right.
Be careful surfing, all right?
Oh, yeah, I will.
All right. 704 WCLU, 32 degrees. Willie Ramey wins trivia today and wins a card, a pass that will let him go to one of his favorite Extreme locations and check out some of the things that maybe he's never gotten to try before. Could be a smoothie. Could be... Well, I don't know what it could be, but there's so many things, it's hard to describe it all. But we'll look forward to having another winner tomorrow. 704, 32 degrees, WCLU.
CBS News Update. The guest star in the House Judiciary Committee today, Attorney General Jeff Sessions. CBS's Paula Reed.
Attorney General Sessions is expected to return to the Hill, where he is going to face some really tough questions about his previous testimony before Congress, where he has explicitly stated that there were no contacts between the Trump campaign and Russia.
A former Trump campaign advisor has since pleaded guilty in the special counsel's probe, claiming he told Sessions and the president about attempts to set up a meeting with Vladimir Putin. The attorney general also expected to be asked today about the Clinton Foundation and ties to a Russian nuclear agency.
He has asked his top federal prosecutors to look at whether the Justice Department should open an investigation into the Clinton Foundation and this Uranium One deal. Now, while a lot of this looks on the surface to be an attack on former Secretary Clinton, it's actually, many believe, a long-term strategy to discredit Robert Mueller.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Buick and GMC have made it known that they want to wrap up the year with a strong finish. This is Sarah Gibson-Zoltz at Bailey Gibson. We've gotten the word. Incentives, rebates, special pricing are all in place to make owning a brand new Acadia, Terrain, or Yukon easier than ever. Impressive deals on Enclaves and Encores, on Savannas and Sierras. Buick continues the monumental 17% discount off of MSRP on most models, including Regal, LaCrosse, Cascada, and Verano. And when they're gone, they're gone. Bailey Gibson Buick GMC, corner of Lexington Drive and Happy Valley Road. It will pay you to trade at these year-end prices.
Some people...
I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede. Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
Talk to State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow today.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Bill, with EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance. Growing with a proud community since 1902. Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused with Magic Mike.
WCLU Glasgow, WCLU FM Unfordville, W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
It is 7:09 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, a brisk 32 degrees outside, considering everything that happened yesterday in regard to the incident at Walmart and how the things blew up and changed the entire conversation from what really happened to what people thought may have happened at Walmart. I wanted to sit down with Glasgow Police Lieutenant Jimmy Phelps to get the entire story. Wes, cue the video.
Kuzma kicks this one deep, right in the end zone.
He can boot that football.
Kuzma able to get it away. Boy, that's a beauty. That was Drew Kuzma, the Glasgow Scotty, working hard on the gridiron. Now, Dr. Drew is back in Glasgow at Kuzma Family Dentistry, working hard to meet all your family's dental needs, serving kids and adults in the Glasgow-Barron County area. Call for your next appointment with Dr. Drew or Dr. Mark Kuzma at 270-651-2638, 501 West Main Street, Glasgow.
Kuzma gets a 70-yard punt.
I'm Jared Pursley. And I'm Daniel Bird. As recent history tells us, disasters can happen. It's impossible to prepare for everything, but it is possible to prepare for what happens next. And that's where we come in. At ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, we can provide you with many options as an independent agency. And it's our job to make sure you know about all the what-ifs so that your policy has you prepared for what happens next. So just ask us. We'd be honored that you did. Just give us a call at 651-8837. We're ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance Agency, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Here is that sit down with Glasgow Police Lieutenant Jimmy Phelps.
Lieutenant Jimmy Phelps said we're going to try to make some sense of the craziness that happened in Glasgow this morning. About craziness, I mean the way that what actually happened spun into an active shooter at Walmart, which was absolutely incorrect.
No, ma'am, it wasn't. We got a call from some people who were in Walmart saying that a male subject had walked in armed with a rifle,
right,
a long gun.
Mm-hmm.
So
was this over his shoulder? Was he carrying it? Was it?
They just said carrying.
Right. Okay.
He was carrying a rifle. Of course, when we get a call like that, you know,
right,
we're going to go.
Absolutely.
And you know, our officers, we got there. We entered Walmart, and as we were rolling up, people were running, actually coming out of Walmart, you know, screaming, "There's a guy in there with a rifle. There's a guy in there with a gun.
Right.
Be careful." They were actually telling us, "Please be careful." So,
right,
you know, our officers went in there, made contact with him,
mm-hmm,
you know, just removed the weapon from his
mm-hmm,
person,
right,
the rifle, and then escorted him outside, mm-hmm, and spoke to him out there. So that was pretty much it. You know, when they were speaking with the subject, with the man, you know, it was determined that he did not mean any ill will.
Right.
He didn't go in there to harm anyone. He just went in there to shop.
Mm-hmm.
However, he went in carrying what people perceive as an assault rifle.
Now, what is an assault rifle? Because when you say assault rifle, I'm thinking high-tech military grade.
People use the term assault rifle. I call it a military-style weapon,
right,
or a AR-15 style
right,
weapon.
How big is this weapon?
It can range from the normal size rifle,
mm-hmm,
or it can come with a collapsible stock, which can shorten it.
Right.
So it varies in length.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the federal firearm guides bring on the barrel,
right,
that determines whether it's an illegal weapon as far as the barrel length.
But technically, with Kentucky's open carry law, he wasn't violating the law by carrying that weapon into Walmart.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't in violation of the state law.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or his Second Amendment right allows the citizens of the United States, legal citizens of the United States, to open carry, to carry, mm-hmm, a firearm anywhere unless it's prohibited by the concealed carry.
Right.
You know, you can open carry pretty much anywhere except the federal court building,
mm-hmm,
federal courthouse.
So now, when I know recent headlines with the mass shootings in Las Vegas and the church shooting. I mean, it's not something that you would necessarily see a lot in Glasgow. Someone with a weapon like this in a store like Walmart. So do you think maybe the recent headlines kind of played into maybe the person that reported it, maybe the fact that they're like, "Whoa, I'm not used to seeing this. Here's a guy with a gun."
I'd say that is likely,
mm-hmm,
more likely than not.
Right.
I can't go into what that person or those people who were running, mm-hmm, out of the store, what their mindset was, right, but they had a look of fear, mm-hmm, and concern on their face as they were coming out of the store.
Right. So as a police officer, how do you gauge that situation? If you're going in, you're hearing someone's armed with a gun, are your all's guns drawn? Is this something that you try to locate the man first? Is it?
Well, our utmost concern is for the public safety.
Absolutely.
To make sure that everyone is safe.
Mm-hmm.
As we're entering, of course, we will try to get everyone out, mm-hmm, of the building that we can. Right. Of course, then we're going to start looking for the person. Mm-hmm. We're going to try to locate him as quickly and as safely as possible, him or her.
Right.
And we're going to take it very serious.
Mm-hmm.
When a call comes in like that, we don't know what's going on. It could be an active shooter. It could be somebody in there who goes in there to cause harm to people.
Right.
Or in this case, it could be somebody who just happened to go in there shopping.
Right.
But we don't know that, mm-hmm,
until
we get there, until we get in there and assess the situation. Luckily, in this case, it was just someone who had gone in there shopping.
Now, what if someone had been in there and they had, say, their concealed carry license, and maybe they had thought they were going to be the hero and try to take on that situation themselves?
That has happened in the past, not here in Glasgow, but across the nation it's happened. And that could have happened here. It very, very well could have happened here. Now, that person who does approach the situation like that has a right to defend himself or the life of others. I mean, he could have confronted him. He could have watched him just to see what he was going to do. Luckily, it ended up the way it did.
Right, but again, the way that this thing snowballed on social media, especially as far as, what actually happened versus what, people thought had happened. I mean, that, it went from 0 to, active shooter pretty quickly. Right. So, I mean, anyone, is that why you would recommend people call law enforcement from the jump? Because, I mean, because, I'm not trained to evaluate a situation like that.
Right, absolutely.
Would you recommend carrying a military-style assault weapon into a store like Walmart?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't suggest that you carry any type of weapon such as that or any handgun that is unholstered.
Right.
If you're going to carry any type of weapon into a place of business, it should be holstered. Right. Handguns should be holstered. I would refrain from carrying any type of long gun into a store because those are typically just held in someone's hand. If it's holstered, and I've been off duty or on duty, and I've gone to Walmart or Kmart or Kroger, or not Kroger, but Rulers, somewhere like that, and I've been out and I've seen people open carry, but it's in a holster.
Right.
And if people look and they see you or me or whoever, and they're wearing a weapon and it's holstered, they're less likely to become alarmed or concerned or anything like that.
Right. If I just see a man carrying a gun in a store,
you're going to get the police called on.
I'm going to be like, what is going on here?
Right.
So do you think there really needs to be a balance between protecting the Second Amendment, but of course not causing public panic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We are very concerned when we get calls such as the one we got today. And again, I am a firm believer in the Second Amendment. I have weapons. I have personal weapons. A lot of my friends who aren't police officers have weapons. And like I said, I hunt. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment. But you really need to use common sense. And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but you really need to use common sense before you decide to walk into any establishment, whether it's a store, whether it's anywhere, with a long weapon or any weapon that is not holstered.
Well, because there could be a guy like we talked about a while ago that wanted to be a hero, then he pulls out his gun, then all of a sudden you got a standoff.
Well,
and in the meantime, nobody knows what's going on. Right?
No, and perception's reality.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
People. If they walk in, prime example today, perception's reality. The people who saw him walk in were obviously in fear, or they wouldn't have called the police, and they wouldn't have been coming out of the building the way they were and pointing in there and saying, he's in there, he's got a rifle, he's got a gun.
Did he realize all this was happening?
I'm not sure if he did or not until we arrived.
Right. But again, there was no charges filed. He was not violating the law?
No. Whenever we investigated the incident, it was just determined that, he really didn't think that he had done anything wrong, and legally he did not break any laws. Right. It was determined that, no laws were broken. He did not go in there to make any kind of illegal act, any aggressive action. He was just in there shopping. And he even said, I believe he told one of the officers that, that in light of what has been going on in Texas and other places like that, he really didn't think about this happening before he went into the store.
Now, can stores like Walmart, can they prohibit people from carrying guns in there, or does open carry, does it trump all local law?
When it comes to carry concealed weapons, there are certain places that you cannot carry a weapon into, such as a bar or a courthouse, any place like that.
As far as
any
individual
jail,
business, can they
a
make
police
their
department.
own?
Yes. Well, they can tell you that they really don't want you to come in to their store with a weapon. Now, it is, you do have a Second Amendment right to carry a firearm, but that business also has a right to not allow you to enter the store.
To prevent panic, basically.
Correct. And it's something like this. And it was like I was going back to earlier. Had he been carrying a handgun that was holstered, chances are,
Right.
nobody they would have noticed, looked, probably wouldn't have said anything.
Right.
Now, they could have, but you're more apt to get the police called on you if you walk in carrying a long rifle, even if you've got it, he has slung across his chest. Now, the barrel was pointing in a safe direction toward the ground, but still, he's walking in with a AR-15 military-style weapon, and people saw it. And
then when you guys arrive, it's not going to be like, hey, how you doing? It's going to be basically you guys are ready to come out, whatever could happen. You will have no doubt as to what we are going to want you to do. But we're going to want you to be safe about it. You know, we're not going to mistreat you. We're not going to be rude to you. But we are going to make sure that you understand what we want you to do. Right.
And as long as you do what we request, then you'll be fine.
Right. So again, this morning at Walmart, no active shooter.
No active shooter.
No
just
one was
someone,
injured.
No.
No one was unsafe. I mean, it was basically there was no safety concern. It was all just he was open carry, and that just kind of got confused.
Well, people were concerned for their safety, but
there's no threat though.
But he did not go in there to commit that. We can tell. He didn't go in there to commit a crime. Was he trying to make a statement? You think? I don't believe so. I think he was just.
How many times have those online shopping websites offered to bring you in out of the cold and treat you to refreshments and register you to win something for free? Well, they haven't, which is why shopping locally in the store is still the best way to go. Unique Gifts is offering just that this Friday and Saturday at their annual Christmas open house. While that in and of itself is a great tradition, the experience is truly unique to Unique Gifts. Stop in, shop, enjoy discounts, refreshments, and register to win cool stuff at their Christmas open house this Friday and Saturday. Unique Gifts.
This is what we're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy to navigate website to our easy to deal with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire. On Lovers Lane in Bowling Green.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
In more local news, Wes Royce, I'm Angela Briggs. Wes, how you doing this morning?
I've been better.
Folks, Wes is about to stroke out, and I will admit I get just a little bit of joy out of that. So Wes, let me give you a rundown of last night's Glasgow City Council meeting, okay?
Okay.
So basically, now, it passed in a tie-breaking vote at their last meeting. The council actually voted down the ordinance last night that would have reduced their numbers. It was sponsored by Council Member Greg Harris, and if it had passed next November, only 8 people would have been put back on the council. Last meeting, it was a split 6-6 vote. The mayor broke the tie. And last night, Council Member Jake Dickinson was the only member to change his vote. He went from yes to no. And one of the reasons that Harris had said he sponsored the ordinance was to save the city money. But now here's the clip from Dickinson where he said that he doesn't feel that it was about the money.
Let's hear it.
I don't think it's about saving the city money. I think it's about control.
Now, he didn't say exactly what control or who controlled, but he said he felt like reducing the numbers was more about control than about cost savings.
That's what I've heard from everybody is, I'm fine. I do think we have too many, but then you got to think about if 5 of them get on one side, they're going to run the show.
I mean, that's how they do now, though, with 12. I mean, to me, here's the question that I have as opposed. This is bigger than whether you have 12, 8, or whether you have 5 people. Is that are the members that are on the council now doing everything they can? Are they fulfilling their duties of that office? Are they attending their committee meetings? Are they attending? Are they doing their due diligence as far as being a council member?
Well, I don't think it's just that. I think that what you have to look at is those are the 12 people that the citizens of Glasgow who did vote elected. Now, they may not have elected them to go to committee meetings. They may have just elected them because they trusted how they were and who they were.
That's part of it, though. It's like if you're elected to do, most of the work of the council is not done in open council meetings. It's done in committee.
Sure.
And if you have committees that are handling city business that have to meet again and then cancel that meeting and meet again because the members aren't showing up and they can't get a quorum.
That's right. And I think what this issue has done is at least has made people aware that, hey, maybe not everybody is coming to the meetings they're supposed to. So remember that when you go to the booth.
Well, right. And if you don't have time to attend your committee meetings, then, maybe you shouldn't be on the council.
That's very true.
And I don't mean any disrespect to anybody, but there are people on that council, and I'm not going to name names on either side, but they put hours and hours and hours and hours into what they do. But as far as I know I spoke with Harris last night after the meeting. He said he had looked into the fact of whether or not they could put the issue of reducing their numbers on the ballot, and that way it would be the citizens of Glasgow voting whether or not to reduce the numbers.
Well, I think we all know how that vote would go. I don't doubt that it would be reduced.
Yeah, but it's like this. So you have a group of council members, and you're basically asking them for them to vote themselves out of a job.
Right.
That's
they almost did. So that's kind of where I'm at on it. Is it's over. So let's move on. That's kind of how I feel about it.
There you go. Also, we talked to Scott Young. I didn't realize this. Check this out. So the amount of water pipe that the Glasgow Water Company has to maintain, if you put it end to end, it would stretch from Glasgow, Kentucky to Pueblo, Colorado.
That's a lot. He did a really good presentation there. Very informative. Scott does a good job down there.
I tell you something about the Glasgow Water Company that I've noticed is, everybody there. He always encourages training, certifications. He's got a lot of young people working there that are pretty excited about the future of the water company.
I think that's a good thing. They are the future of the water company.
Absolutely. So. When I go to when I turn my faucet on, I'm gonna need clean water to come out.
I had a leak in my line, and it took them all of 10 minutes to get out there and shut it off so the plumber could come fix it.
There you go.
It happened in the middle of the night too, and I got nothing but good things to say about the folks down there at the GWC.
Exactly. It's they go above and beyond. I found that out too. As far as they don't just meet state and federal standards.
Well, I was listening to your interview with Lieutenant Jimmy Phelps.
Oh goodness, yes.
Okay, and we can't ignore. We've got to talk about that, and here's why. Okay. Because the guy didn't do anything illegal.
Right.
But he scared a whole lot of people.
Here is my take on that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It is not going to be that serious. Nothing is going to happen that's that serious in the produce section at Walmart where you need an AR. Now,
I agree.
What if there had been somebody there that saw this man with a gun and wanted to be a hero? What if somebody else had pulled out their gun on him? So then all of a sudden you got a standoff.
I think the guy was maybe asking for something. I don't think he was asking for trouble. I think he was asking for attention.
Well,
but with attention can come some other awful things, and I think that the Glasgow Police Department handled it the way they were supposed to handle it.
Yes, and I've had a lot of people tell me that that what this does is that people that do support the Second Amendment and responsible gun owners, this is flew all over them too. Because you can't tell me that it never occurred to him that he might cause some.
Well, for the people on that side of the argument, and I'm one of them. I carry a gun, and for me, this threatens my ability to be able to do that, because this just encourages lawmakers to say, you know what, enough is enough.
Right.
So I don't.
No,
I don't.
No reason anybody needs a gun like that strapped to their chest in Walmart.
I think everybody's in agreement with you on that. I think the guy was making a statement. His statement was heard, And again, we can move on. So.
Right. And I think it's also important to pull out that the plane crash interview with the guy he came in from Washington D.C. To talk about the altitude changes in that plane and how basically a 5,000 feet difference going from 7 to 2 like that. There was definitely some problems with that plane before it went down.
It's a tragic story, and it sounds like it could have been. There could be some other very interesting details involved in that, but
absolutely.
I want to commend you on just being on top of all that. We've had a lot going on in the community, and you can trust Angela Briggs to bring you the information.
I will be there, folks. I will go wherever. I will go to Fountain Run, Kentucky, to cover what I'm telling you. It's been great though. I've met a lot of great people, and I don't know. Local news is fun.
It is fun.
It's good to meet people, and it's good to get the news to the people because basically that's what they want to know what's going on. They want to know how it impacts them, and they want to know now.
That's right.
And that's what we do.
All right, Angela.
Thank you so much, Wes. 7:32 a.m. 38 degrees.
Are you looking for a new career or maybe just part-time work? Ahead Staffing in Glasgow and Bowling Green can help make that happen. They're now taking applications for immediate job openings in the manufacturing and food production industry with competitive pay and benefits. The job market is in high demand for new employees. So whether you're looking for a full-time or part-time job, go see Ahead Staffing in Glasgow or Bowling Green and get started on a path to your own fulfilling career. You must be able to pass a
Finally,
drug
I
test
found
and you
chicken
will be
tenders that can
subject.
pass as mine, which is nice because I've got better things to do.
Andre, I need a longer straw.
Introducing McDonald's Buttermilk Crispy Tenders, juicy and made with 100% white meat.
You're watching WCOU's Live and Local Morning Show on all your favorite social media platforms, WCOUradio.com and EPB Channel 6.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. The Bevin administration will not release an analysis of how much money a proposed pension bill would cost